What I would change about a state agency. Today, I'm joined by Sarka Wilde, who is an estate agent from the Cotswolds. She's very well known in the industry, and I'm going to find out what she would change about our wonderful profession. Sarka, what would you change about a state agency? Talk to me.
What I would change, mainly the buying and selling system here in England and Wales, because I think it's absolutely ridiculous that people have to go through the trauma of several months not knowing when their house is going to complete on.
19 weeks on average from sale agreed to
Yeah.
to exchange and completion.
Yeah, it's insane. I had just one that I did in 2.5 months, but that just happens very rarely. And as you said, 19 weeks, 20, 21, 22.
I mean, I was when I were a lad, when I was an estate agent in the night. I know I don't look it, but I became an estate agent in 1993. 8 weeks was considered a long time. A long time between sale agreed.
Yeah.
You know, it's insane.
It's insane. And what I think is extremely stressful for everybody concerned, buyers, sellers, but also for the agents. Agents work those 19 weeks effectively for free. I am sure you know this, Chris, because you talk to people, you are so well known, you have all your stats. But estate agency is the most stressful profession, one of the most stressful professions in this country. The burnout is huge. There were some surveys done in the past, and 71% of surveyed estate agents reported mental health issues. On average, the rest of workforce in the country, only 17% reported those issues. So it's 4 times more mental health issues in estate agency. And I really would like this to be changed. You know, I'm really big on mental health. And I really feel that this industry, that agents need more support themselves, and also partially it's to do, they need to get paid when they do the work.
I don't say this flippantly, but there's, you know, the industry is full of, you know, people that turn to the bottle and other things.
Yes, I know.
We're counsellors. We get everything's our fault. We get shouted at all the time for
Exactly.
everything. You know, it's a. Would it be better if we got paid more? We'd still have the same stresses. And just because you're getting paid more doesn't mean those stresses aren't any easier.
True, but if you look at it, getting paid more or getting paid when you do the work, it's one of the things. Not having enough money is one of the biggest stresses. If you know, say you are a business owner who is running business, who's got salaries to pay, subscriptions to pay, all this. And if your sales are not coming through and you are already getting shouted at, you're already overstretched. And on the top of it, you don't know how you're going to pay even your staff, perhaps.
Well, you have to put it on the credit card, like
a lot of people do, which is awful. So if at least you say, if you run your agency, whether you are a 2-man band or 30-man band, if you at least know and you can calculate, if you know that you have closed, you have agreed certain number of sales, if you know that this money is coming in, then at least you're a little bit less stressed, because at least you know that people get paid and you can focus on other things.
Okay, isn't it our responsibility? Because I cannot, what you've said I do not disagree with. I 100% agree with it. But isn't it very easy to blame the industry as a whole and not take personal responsibility that we can control what fees we charge. We can control that we get solicitors instructed on listing. We can control that we do reservation agreements, which means that the sale fall throughs do go drop like a stone. We can control that if they've got outsourced or dedicated sales progression, you can get it through 4 or 5 weeks quicker. We can control. It's all very easy to blame everyone else, but it starts and ends with you as the boss. And don't get me wrong, everything you've said about being shouted at and being, but then there's ambulance drivers and that have to pick up dead people and things like that. Surely we internally have our own personal responsibility, and if you're being beaten on cheap fees, well, go and get some training and development to prove that you're better fees.
I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely everything you said, because that's one thing I learned in life. Everything starts from me.
And finishes.
And finishes with me. Don't blame government. Don't blame Joe Blogs. Don't blame another agent. Take responsibility for yourself.
I'm a big believer. Everything's my fault.
Me too. Me too. Whatever happened in my life, I always say to people, you can't change what everybody else does, but you can change how you react to it and what you do. I can't change what you are going to do right now. I don't know what you are going to ask me, but it's my responsibility to respond to you in a way that is appropriate for me. So I absolutely agree. And I tell you something, I do charge fees. I do not take instruction on unless I get my marketing cost covered. I don't. I rather have less listings, and we just covered my business. I rather get less listings on my books, but I get listings of people who value my expertise.
And it's your job to prove that value.
Exactly. Exactly. So one thing that I really would like all estate agents to understand, guys, we are all in same boat. If we all charge what our times is worth, instead of undercutting, instead of saying, oh, Joe Blogs down the street has offered me, the seller will tell you, or this agent told me that they will charge me 1.8%. Can you do it any cheaper?
You can't control what your competitors charge, but you can control how you prove your worth to the vendor. And if you can't prove your worth, then you get training and development to get yourself better.
Exactly. And I absolutely agree. And there are so many wonderful trainers. The reason why I charge the fees is because I have gone through some awesome training over the years and over the time. I had just recently somebody asking me to sell their house for £1,500. I said, no, I will sell your house, but this is my fee, because I know that I will do a good job. You're not paying me to list it on the portals. You are paying me for my service and expertise. And I will sell it, but not for that money. Simple.
Thank you for your time today, Sarka.
You are very welcome. Thank you for having me.